Good morning, everybody. So a lot of you have requested how we met, and we thought now would be a perfect time to show you because it was exactly almost 10 years ago that we met.
Crazy. So we got Valentine's Day around the corner, and we wanted to give you guys a little bit of our love story and history.
Back in 2006, I was a senior in high school and Landon had just graduated high school. I was working as a CNA at an assisted living center here at Stony Brook Assisted Living. I worked there for a year when Landon got hired on, and, well, he wrote a poem a couple of years ago for Valentine's Day, and I will let him read that for you guys.
I needed a job, so I looked around. I had my CNA, but no job could be found. Finally in the paper I saw an ad. I'll apply there, it's not too bad. One of a million applications was mine, but by some miracle I made it on time. My greedy thoughts began to show. I'll wipe some butts and make some dough. But there was something different here. What could it be? The residents, the food, or because it's so friendly? I discovered the feeling and began to pursue. It wasn't the food, that feeling was you. A 12-to-1 ratio with girls was high, but of them all, only one caught my eye. Julie's amazing, smart, funny, and grand. I devised a plan just to hold her hand. Oh my hand.
We held hands at work.
We really did. It was the best. Got paid to do it. As our friendship grew, and now I look back, it's like I had found a needle in a haystack. Four-wheeling, the temple, and staying up late, working was like getting paid to date. We then stepped it up and began to give hugs, unless we had something all over our scrubs, which we often did.
Yeah.
Kisses came next, and oh, what a thrill. Each time I recall them, my spine gets a chill. But finally, the time came for us to depart. Frowny face. But don't worry, baby, you still got my heart. Happy face. Halfway across the world to serve the Lord that I love and help his children return, I feel near to you, though so far away, with each letter of love and a prayer every day. Julie, I love you. I want you to know that though this poem is real long, I hope it will show that you are my princess and you're priceless to me. Have a great Valentine's Day. I love you, sweetie. Love always and forever, Landon. I thought it was good. I put some serious time into it.
No, it was really cute. When I got it, I probably cried a little bit, I have to admit. Okay, so a little bit about Stony Brook. Like it says in this poem, there was like 12 residents. It was a really small facility and only 2 CNAs worked on at a time. And so Landon and I would usually work the evening shift and we would get all the old people to bed.
The residents
to bed by like 9 p.m. So that gave us 2 hours left of our shift, and we would sit back on the couch, we would watch TV, hold hands, we would go into the kitchen and get like the leftover desserts.
Soda and dessert.
Yeah. The manager was pretty cool about like letting us like eat dinner with the people, and so it was kind of like a laid back facility.
That was cool.
But I don't think they realized that we like sat there and held hands and like kissed on the couch at 11 o'clock at night. But so that's kind of where the flame began, just kind of playing at work. So
yeah, it was fun. And like I said, there was only like, I was the only guy on staff there for a while.
I think in fact we would change the schedule up a little bit, like switch shifts so that we could work together.
Yeah. Because at first we just realized like, we work really well together. Like we get things done efficiently.
Yes, and we are hard workers. Let me just tell you that. Like we didn't just like be lax. Like
and ignore everything else.
No, we did good care. Like we took care of these people, and in fact, this picture right here is who little Emma was named after. This lady, like we just like fell in love with her. She was the sweetest lady, sweetest family. Like we really got to know her very well, and so we named Emma after this lady where we worked.
Yeah.
They would eat dinner and then they would ask us to play the piano, and so we took turns playing the piano for them, and we had a lot of fun with them.
Fun. I almost wish we could just go back and like relive that part of our lives.
It was a lot of fun.
It was simple, it was fun, it was like, seriously, we were the only ones on staff at nights, and we just loved being around these people.
If you watched one of my videos like a while back, you'll remember me talking about Landon doing one of the ladies' hair, saying, one day I'm going to need to do my daughter's hair, so I'm going to practice on your hair. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a cute guy. And here he is doing Emma's hair. So we had a lot of fun at Stony Brook.
Lots of memories.
Yep. Okay, so we met at work, and then a couple months later we started dating. And then he had to leave on a church mission. He was an LDS missionary in Finland.
Yeah, so I left for 2 years, and the whole time we were there, to stay focused on the work out there, we were only allowed to write letters home. We got to email our parents and stuff, but I wrote handwritten letters home. So Julie and I wrote back and forth, and then we only got to call home 4 times a year on Christmas and Mother's Day. So for 2 years, just Christmas and Mother's Day is the only time we got to call home.
That's 4 times in 2 years.
I guess, yeah, 4 times in 2 years. So twice a year we got to call home. And every time I'd call, Julie would go up to my parents' house and hang out, and I'd get to talk to her.
But seriously, these letters are probably one of our most prized possessions, because this is how we really got to know each other. So we knew each other at work, and we dated a little bit, but when he was gone for those 2 years, like, that is how we got to know each other, is through those letters. So 2 years later, back in August of 2008, Landon came home from this church mission. And this is the footage of me waiting for Landon to come see me for the first time in 2 years.
Now remember, as a missionary for a church, we were not allowed to like hug anybody. We were, I mean, obviously not allowed to date while we're out there. We wanted to stay focused on the work that we had to do. So we like no interaction with girls. And then the second I get home, Julie runs up, and as you can see, totally
I was just
jumps on me. It was a little bit shocking.
I was a little excited to see him.
I think she's excited.
Thank you so much. Why do they feed us? I gotta go on another mission again.
Do you have dreams? Do you have dreams of what? That you're back on your mission?
Julie does not hold anything
freak
back.
me the heck out.
Oh.
Yeah.
So these are for your mom.
Yeah.
For your dad. I knew he was gonna bring me something.
Oh my goodness.
Really, it's over. Actually, more of it. She ran it first. So.
Don't tell us like we came out that you're...
Yours are falling apart. These are much better than those.
Oh, cute.
Oh. Well, it's weird because we went to Florida and met your mission president.
Yeah.
And it's just, that was a fun thing.
Are you
That's awesome.
happy?
Yes, of course I am.
Are you shaky?
Yeah.
Hi. I was driving up the road. I'm like, I was fine until I got to about the turn, and I said, "Holy cow, Missy, do that."
Okay, so right after he came home from his mission, we worked together again. This time, we stepped it up to the hospital. There was an opening there. I was already working there. We got him a job, and we worked together at the hospital. And then a couple months later, we got engaged. And then a couple months later, we got married. So from the time he came home, about August of 2008, we were married in December of 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think those first like 2-3 years of us being married were probably some of our funnest years. And I think that goes the same for a lot of newly married couples, because all we did was focus on each other. We worked and we went to school, and we lived within like a real small radius. So we walked everywhere. We walked to school, we rode our bikes to work together.
But most people at work were like, how do you work with your spouse? Like, that's my opportunity to get away from my spouse. And we're like, we love it.
We
like,
were busy, and
it's the
so
only time we get to see each other,
Yeah.
really. I mean,
we had a lot of fun. Okay, so after about 2 years of working and going to school, we started to get a little baby hungry, and we got pregnant. I got pregnant. And I was super excited. And then we went to the doctor's appointment and I was supposed to be, 13 or 14 weeks along, and the baby only showed 8 weeks along and did not have a heartbeat. And so that was really hard because I really wanted this baby and we had a miscarriage. And so we thought, okay, well, that's all right, we'll try again. So then we got pregnant again in the spring, or I had a positive pregnancy test and then miscarried about a week later, and that was April of 2010. And I think if I would have had that baby, I probably would not have gone to nursing school because I would have focused on being a mom. So we didn't have any kids, and I started the nursing program the fall of 2010. And so then, in the middle of nursing school, we moved apartments because we were in this teeny tiny little basement apartment that was a really, really small kitchen, and we thought, oh, let's just move up the street to something a little bit bigger.
It was literally the basement of a grandma's house, and it was teeny, and the bathroom wasn't super bad, but the kitchen was like a half-size stove and like a pipe running down the middle of this teeny counter space. It was
ghetto.
It was a hallway.
So we moved up the street to a bigger place, and 2 weeks later, we found out we were pregnant. And I don't think we really were trying at that moment. So we found out we were pregnant, and we were thrilled. We couldn't be any more excited. So October of 2011, our little Emma was born. And she's a doll. We love her. So I had the baby in October, and I remember telling my mom one day, Mom, I'm just going to get my licensed practical nurse, or my LPN. I won't finish and go all the way through to the RN. And my dad was there listening, and he goes, no, I think you should do all of it. Like, we're here to help you. We can help watch your baby. Do it all. I don't want you to regret it. And so I think my dad's kind of push was part of the reason why I finished my degree, and I'm really glad I did. And I thank Mom and Dad, and I thank Landon's mom and dad and all our family who helped watch Emma the first 2 months of her life so that I could finish my degree, because I am using it now.
Well, and even once you graduated, I mean, when Julie was in school, you have to realize, like, she was an LPN working 2 12-hour shifts a week, and then in school she was doing 3 12-hour shifts a week.
I was doing my precepting is what they called it, and I was 9 months pregnant, so it was a lot of work.
Tons of work.
Yeah, but our family was really supportive. Landon was going to school and he was working as well, and Landon graduated with his athletic training degree, and so he worked as an athletic trainer. We did that for like a year and a half. Then we got pregnant again with Cooper, and before I had him, I quit work and I enjoyed a little bit of the summer. We packed up our stuff because he got accepted into medical school. We packed up our U-Haul and
Well, you had Cooper first.
Yeah, with a 2-week-old baby, we flew to Missouri. I flew to Missouri here for Landon's school.
I drove the truck out. They met me here. 2-week baby, little girl. Started our adventure here in Kansas City.
So for the past 2.5 years, Landon has been going to school out here, and a lot of you know this already, but back in October, we kind of had a change of plans.
Right, so I was going to medical school for 2 years, and basically we had started medical school and business school at the same time. Now we're just doing business school.
Oh, and don't forget Porter.
Oh, yeah.
We also had Porter 9.5 months ago, and I think the timing with everything honestly has worked out great. When Porter came, Landon had some freed up time with in between some schooling, and so he was around. And I think moving out here to Missouri without having any family around has really been good for us. I feel like, don't you agree? I feel like we've gotten to know each other better. We rely on each other so much. We don't have moms and dads that we can go to for dinner in the evening. It's all up to us. And so,
which is tough. You don't realize how much family does for you until you're away from them.
So treat them nice, and it's never too late. It's never too late to go and give your family members a hug. A lot of people ask if we miss our family, and yeah, of course we miss them, but it is so fun to get on TV every day almost with my kids and say, this is Aunt Ellie, that's Grandma, like, this is Aunt Bonnie, and Ruby and Bo, everyone. Like, it's fun to see them, and it makes me not so much homesick knowing that I can see what they're doing. So, hey everyone. Can you believe that we have known each other for 10 years?